So, before I start the sermon, I just want you all to know that whenever I'm not here on Sunday, although I enjoy my Sundays off every once in a while, and I need it, Sundays really don't feel complete without you all. So you were missed while we were away. Even though we were seeing grandkids, you were still missed. So we're starting a new, what's a quasi-sermon series? So this is going to kind of be broken apart a little bit. But we're going to start a sermon series, and I'm titling it Follow. So we're going to talk about for a few weeks what it looks like to follow Jesus, right? So I want you to think back. You should think back to what happened just a few minutes ago. Well, I catch my breath. We were playing Follow the Leader without ever actually saying it, right? It's like the kids are here. And I was thinking about that this morning when I was preparing my time with them, and I was thinking about my childhood experiences in the church. And what kept reoccurring to me was what's the answer to all the questions in the church for a little person? Jesus. Right. I mean, 80% of the time you're going to be right? And you're pretty much good if you just shout out Jesus. It's a good answer, right? And so most of us, the ones of us who are in church, we love that, right? You know, just say Jesus. It's better than not saying anything because, 80% of the time you'll be right. But here's the thing. As I've gotten older, I realized that Jesus is part of all the answers, right? Jesus is part of all the answers. But he's not necessarily the answer every time. So I kind of got this idea. I want to do my own life, right? Because I think sometimes that idea that the simple answer is Jesus every time gets in the way of maturing in our faith. And sometimes we need to step back from that very simplistic faith and really think about our faith and what it means and what it looks like for each of us. So that's kind of what I'm hoping will come out of this sermon series as we wrestle with the idea of following Jesus. You see, the Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, are all relational, right? They're all about relationships. Okay? So, a few examples. Father, Son. No. Vine, branch. Very good. Okay. Shepherd, sheep. You see, just a few examples, right? But the Gospels are all intentionally relational. Every single one. The invitation to follow is an invitation to relationship. It's an invitation to relationship with Jesus. And as we mature in our faith, it's an invitation to relationship with one another. As we learn what it looks like to love each other, right? And we grow in our faith as we mature in our faith. So this morning, we're going to ask ourselves a question right now, and again at the end. The question right now is, am I following Jesus? Now, I suspect most of us want to absolutely say, yes, I'm here after all. Of course I'm following Jesus. But the whole purpose of this sermon is to make you think about that. I'm not saying you're not, but I want you to process it. I want it to be more than just a simple, yes, I'm following Jesus. I want you to know what that means. What does that look like in your life? And where are you on the process of following Jesus? Okay. So we're going to look at two different scriptures this morning. We're going to look at Jesus calling Simon Peter, James, John, and Andrew. We're going to first look at it in the Gospel of Matthew, and then we're going to look at it in the Gospel of Luke. So right now I want you to hear the words from the Gospel of Matthew. And before I even read, that picture in the background is the Sea of Galilee, just so you know that. So as Jesus walked alongside the Galilean Sea, he saw two brothers. Simon, who was called Peter, and Andrew, throwing fishing nets into the sea because they were fishermen. Come, follow me, he said, and I'll show you how to fish for people. Right away, they left their nets and followed him. Continuing on, he saw another set of brothers, James, the son of Zebedee, and his brother John. They were in a boat with Zebedee, their father, repairing their nets. Jesus called them, and immediately they left the boat and their father and followed him. Now, the phrases that I want you to call your attention to is right away and immediately. Right? Right away. They all jumped up and left. Jesus said, hey, Phil, follow me. Phil jumped up and he took off, just like the kids. I said, okay, let's go. And I ran, and they all followed me, right then and there. No questions, no hesitations. Now, on the surface, that's wonderful. Strong faith. We see a faith there, right? But I don't know about you, that's a little scary and maybe a little irresponsible. How many of you teach your kids that when a stranger walks up to them and tells them to follow them, you tell them to jump up and follow them? I hope none of you. Right? So this idea that Matthew's presenting, if you don't know Jesus, if you don't know who he is a little scary. Right? But here's the thing you need to know about the Gospel of Matthew. Matthew is written to a faith community. People who already know Jesus, who already believe, or who are already maturing in their faith. And they're, quite simply, they're good with the idea of Jesus walking out, hey, Mary Beth, follow me. And Mary Beth jumped up and followed Jesus. Because there's a level of faith that's already been developed. Now, if you don't have a faith, if you've not met Jesus yet, you're going to be scared and maybe wondering, is this the right thing to do if you watch somebody else to do it? And so that's why Luke comes along. Luke writes the rest of the story. Luke tells the same story as Matthew does, but he tells it a little bit differently. He gives the background, he gives the facts, he helps us understand what was taking place when Jesus showed up on this seashore and called these 4 disciples. So let's walk through this. We're going to take it apart, sentence at a time, as we look at it. He says, one day Jesus was standing beside Lake Gennesaret, which is also Sea of Galilee, different name for the same sea, when the crowd pressed in around him to hear God's word. So we have to pause there. Well, if these people didn't know him, why are they gathering? Well, obviously, they already at least heard of who this man is. There's an interest in what he has to say. People are gathering around to hear him to the point where they're crowding, right? They're getting into his personal space to listen to what he's got going on here. This is the very beginning of Jesus' ministry. He's been baptized by John. He's been tempted in the wilderness. And he's stepping out into his faith, into his ministry for the first time. But people already know. He's already made an impact on this community. And they desire to hear what he has to say. They want to listen to him. Jesus saw 2 boats sitting by the lake. The fishermen had gone ashore and were washing their nets. Now this is important because you need to understand what's really taking place when Jesus shows up on the seashore. It's the morning. These fishermen fish at night because of water temperatures and the depth of the Sea of Galilee. The prime fishing time is in the middle of the night. So their work day, in essence, is over. They're back at the shore. They're cleaning up all of their gear to store it away so that they can go home and be with their family and get some sleep and start their night all over again as they go back out to fish the next evening. Jesus boarded one of the boats, the one that belonged to Simon, then asked him to row out a little distance from the shore. Jesus sat down and taught the crowds from the boat. Now, for teachers, the position is a sitting position in this day and time. Not standing up in front of a crowd. But the teacher would sit, the crowd would stand and gather around him. So just envision Jesus standing right there on the edge of that shoreline, and the people way back there at South can't hear, so they start pushing the people in front of them to get closer so that they can hear what's happening. And you find Jesus backing out, and before you know it, Jesus finds himself standing in the water, right? And they're still pushing him. So he decides, I'm going to borrow this boat. In essence, that's what's happening. He is borrowing Simon Peter's boat. And he climbs on the boat, and they put it out a few feet from the shore, and he sits right up there on the front of the boat. And he begins to teach, to talk to the people who were gathered. When he finished speaking to the crowds, he said to Simon, now if you didn't know what was coming next, you would probably think, because you've already read Matthew and heard me talk about it, he's going to ask him to follow him, right? We're ready, let's go. But that's not what happens. Marty, you're going to love this one. Jesus asked Simon Peter to go fishing. Row out farther into the deep water and drop your nets for a catch. Now, remember what we said about fishing. They fish at night. Simon Peter has done this 1,000 times in his lifetime. He knows this is not the way you fish. You go out in the middle of the night. You're done now, right? He goes on and says, Simon replied, Master, we've worked hard all night and caught nothing. But because you say so, I'll drop the nets. Now, two things in this. First, he calls Jesus Master. A word of respect. A teacher would be called Master. He does not recognize or identify who Jesus is yet. He's just a smart guy that's asking to do something that's a little strange. And so when I read this, I read it in two different ways. The first glance at it is, you say so. A little bit of sarcasm in there, right? Yeah, I don't know how this is going to turn out. We didn't do anything all night, and you think that was bad. You ain't seen nothing yet, because this is just going to get worse. Now we're out in the hot sun, not catching anything. You just see his mind processing like that. I've done this 1,000 times. I know how to catch fish. I know how to catch fish. And then there's that little sense of, well, wait a minute. This guy's a pretty smart guy. All these people will come to see it. Maybe. I'll give him a chance. If you say so. So a sense of trust begins to develop. Not deep. Not widely impactful. You know, Simon Peter's being inconvenienced. It's not a costly inconvenience, right? It's going to take him a little bit of time out of his sleep time. I don't know about you, but that's near and dear to me, my sleep time. But that's, you know, okay. We'll give it a little try, see what happens. So they drop the nets. What happened? What happens, Marty?
Comes up full of fish.
Comes up full of fish. And their catch was so huge that their nets were splitting. They signaled for their partners in the other boat to come and help them. They filled both boats so full that they were about to sink. Think about that. The man who had done this 1,000 times before is being taught a lesson, right? Maybe I don't know everything about fishing. Boats are about to sink, they're so full. My guess is that Simon Peter and Andrew and James and John had never seen a catch like this in their life. They've seen good catches. But I imagine they're running around thinking right now, oh my gosh, I'm going to be able to feed my family for months on this. Maybe we could actually take a few days off. There's so much fishing. And Simon Peter saw the catch. This is when you learn that it's not about the fish, and it's not about the fishing anymore. Simon Peter says, he fell at Jesus' knees and said, leave me, Lord, for I'm a sinner. It's in this moment that his trust just blows up and blossoms. And he realizes in that instant that this is not just the master, this is just not just the teacher, that this is the Lord. And I'm not worthy to be here. I am but a sinner. In that very moment, Jesus captures Simon Peter's heart and his trust. Peter and those with him were overcome with amazement because of the number of fish they caught. James and John, Zebedee's sons, were Simon's partners, and they were amazed too. They were amazed. We would have been too. If we had been there, we would have been amazed. begins to make sense now. Come follow me. I'll make you fisher of people. Jesus said to Simon, don't be afraid. From now on, you will be fishing for people. Simon Peter's done this 1,000 times before, but he needed to witness it one more time in a new way for his faith to catch on fire and take off. As soon as they brought the boats to the shore, they left everything and followed Jesus. They left their boats, their livelihood. They left their father. They left their community, their friends. They left everything that defined them up until that point of time and followed Jesus. That's the rest of the story behind Matthew's gospel. That's the detail we need to begin to understand and process what it looks like for somebody to walk up to me and say, follow me. What's behind that? Why should I trust this person? And it's built into the story for the unbeliever. So what I've done is I've taken this story and I've come up with these 4 stages of following. And I'm sure if you analyze it more, you can come up with others, but this is what I'm working with this morning. 4 stages of following. The first one is sit and listen. We all have to be willing to sit and listen at the feet of Master. Jesus wants to teach us. We need to open our hearts and our ears to that teaching. We need to sit and listen. Christianity is an informed faith. We're not a bunch of dummies running around pretending like we're following Jesus. We actually know what that means. It is an informed faith. The second stage is, loan Jesus a boat. So what's your boat? Your what?
Our body is your vessel.
That's one. It can feel inconvenient at times if we're loaning our boat. It was inconvenient for Peter, Simon Peter. He was ready to go to bed. Right? You guys know how you are right before you're ready to go to bed. Don't mess with me. It was inconvenient. But really not all that costly in the grand scheme of things. When I think about this, I think about our bodies more, but I also think about our resources. And the one that hits me first is our time. Right? Pastor stands up in front of the church and says, you all need to be in Bible study. You all need to be in Bible study. If you're not, you're missing part of it. Loan Jesus some of your time. Give yourself the time to sit and listen, to learn, to process what it means to have faith, to mature in your faith. 3, take Jesus fishing. Jesus wants a place in your life. He wants to participate in your life. But the thing is we have to invite him on that journey. Right? I mean, he's there. He's always there. But until we engage in that relationship with him, we don't fully realize what's taking place. Simon Peter and Jesus went fishing. Let's go fishing with Jesus. Let's make a difference in this world. The 4th, leave your nets. Stop making excuses. Enough with it. Somebody in the earlier service said, stop making excuses. He said to leave your safety nets. I like that. Leave your safety nets. We've all got them. We all make excuses. I make excuses. We all make excuses. But following Jesus requires us to leave everything behind and follow him. What do you need to leave behind? How is that going to change your life? What do you need to do to follow Jesus? Now, the thing is as we wrestle with this idea, am I following Jesus? You know, if we get stuck in any one of those steps, we're no different than the Pharisees and Sadducees that Jesus rails at. We're constantly moving in these steps. And I don't necessarily think they're sequential. And I think at different seasons in our lives, we need different ones of those steps. I know sometimes I find myself in a place in a season where I need to loan Jesus a boat. I've got resources and I just need to start giving them away, whether it's time or money or whatever it is, because that's where I'm at in the season. But I also know I can't get stuck in that season, because the next faithful step is to go fishing with Jesus. You know, I can write checks all day long, but until I step out into the world, until I step out in Heaven's kitchen and actually feed someone and invite Jesus to go with me, that's when my faith really takes off. Don't get lost in it, but know where you are. And I think that's the whole idea of following Jesus. You've got to know where you are in the process. Are you in a season of sitting and listening, knowing that the next step is loan your boat? Are you fishing with Jesus with the realization that you're not fishing quite as good as you could because you got some excuses not to? What do you need to let go of? Knowing where you are is one of the most important aspects of following Jesus. Knowing what the next faithful step is for you. Sit and listen. Loan Jesus the boat. Take Jesus fishing. Stop making excuses. And get on with your life with Jesus. Am I following Jesus? I'd like to think most days I do. I'd like to think most days if you showed up right here and said, Michael, let's go, I'd say, yes, I'm ready. I'm prepared. But that's because I've sat and I've listened. It's because I shared my boat. It's because I want to go fishing with Jesus. And I'm ready. Amen? Amen. Let's pray. Almighty God, thank you for this day. We thank you for the stories of faithful disciples who said the hard yes, who left everything behind to follow you. Lord, we know you call each and every single one of us to follow. An invitation to relationship with you. Lord, take us on that journey. Open our eyes and our ears to what that might look like in our life. How it might change each of us and the world around us. Give us that strength and that courage to say yes when you come to knock. We pray this in your Holy Son's name.